All right, here we go. So, again, hello. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to go over some graduation timeline and events. This is a lot of stuff I try and cover with students when they come in to meet me. So I'm excited to have a larger audience, and hopefully this information helps both our bachelor's and our master's students get through the process of commencement for graduation and degree checkout, because that's another big thing you guys are going to have coming up soon. So all right, so really in the timeline of things you need to do, purchasing your regalia is going to be pretty important. I'm only doing this because of shipping times. So typically we have something called Grad Fest and students can pick this up in person. With it being online, they had I guess a run on cap and gowns and ran out. So they've had to restock. So please make sure that you contact the ASI student store as soon as possible to get this. This QR code will take you there. I am going to share the video as well as the PowerPoint slides to all graduating students. You can access these links. There is a very large difference between the bachelor's and the master's robes, so please make sure you buy the appropriate one. They're not the same. Masters have a lot more fabric to them. They actually look completely different, so please make sure that you're not thinking, oh, it'll work. Caps and tassels are also sold separately, so don't buy your cap, assume you're going to get a tassel if you want one. It is sold as an additional cost. Of course it is. The other thing that's going to happen too is honor cords. Now, some of you will be eligible for honors. They won't have that list until April 1st. At that point, the ASI store will have a list of students who've been approved, and they're the only ones who are able to buy that. You should also be notified about that in April, so you'll know whether or not you qualify for those university honors and can receive the extra cord. Okay. The other thing too, and this isn't on here, if you don't plan on keeping your master's robe or your bachelor's, please hold on to them. And when you're able to come back to campus, please donate them to me. I have a store of master's and bachelor's robes for students who can't afford them. So anything that you have that's not decorated, ripped, it's in good condition, I will absolutely take it in order to help those students in the future. Okay. Okay, so the big thing coming up is CARmencement, which will be our graduating ceremony for this year. Now, this also includes students who graduated last year. So that is spring 20 graduates, summer 20 graduates, and fall 2019 graduates. They are eligible to participate in commencement along with the graduating class of 2021. But the most important distinction you have to make is that we will not be able to come back next year and walk at Golden One if they have an in-person stadium or in-person ceremony, excuse me. So if you graduated in fall 19, spring 20, summer 20, spring 21, or summer 21, you will not be permitted to come back next year. So this is your last opportunity to celebrate graduation. You will not be able to come back. They did go over that in the presentation, but that's just logistics. So also, if you talk to any of your classmates who are previous graduates, they have access to their student center still, and they can register. All of the commencement information will be on their website. This will always be the most up to date. So please make sure you go and check that. That's where they'll have the live streams, the videos, and then the virtual ceremony as well. Okay, so this is just really important to check with them. Now, the three options that you have are going to be the CARmencement, which registration closes for that on April 1st at noon. So you need to make sure that you reserve your space. Before then, you will not have late access. They cannot open up the system again. So that April 1st at noon deadline is hard. There will be no exceptions. So get together with your friends, figure that out now. This is all information that was also emailed to you, so you have that, but I wanted to include everything. The next option that you have is to participate in the virtual celebration. This registration timeline is a little different because they can actually just upload information. And since you won't be participating in the actual drive-through, then there's a little more time to update your slide. If you're doing CARmencement and realize, oh, I want to fix my slide, you also have until the 26th at 11 o'clock in the morning. And that's a hard deadline as well to make adjustments. So if you're taking photos in the next couple of weeks, you still have time to upload those. Then, of course, there's also the option to just receive your grad kit. This will be for grads who don't want to participate in CARmencement or the virtual ceremony. You can still get the gift, the swag, the programs, and everything else that will be passed out to the CARmencement participants. Okay, we also have some grad events coming up, and these are really important for everyone to sign up for or to participate. The one especially I'm going to go over in a second is the survey we sent out. The first one is we are accepting grad photos again this year, so we'll be posting them online. We are also giving students the option if they'd like to write a message, it'll get posted with their photo. So that's available online. This QR code will take you directly to the online form that you can upload your photos to. It's all in one place now, which I love, so I'm not gonna lose emails. So absolutely, please do. I already have one, like as soon as you guys get them in, I absolutely loved doing this last year. So much fun, and it's a great way just to showcase you and celebrate with you because we won't be able to do it in person as much. Now, this is the really important one. Staff and faculty are given permission to reserve cheer dots, is what they're telling us. So we actually can reserve times to be able to see you all come drive through. So what would be really helpful for us is so when that registration opens, we know when you guys will be participating, is if you could please fill out this survey and just let us know. We're just looking for the date and time and your name because some faculty are asking specifically for students they either have advised with their projects or their papers. They'd like to know when you guys will be going through. Again, this was emailed to you. The QR code takes you there. The links will be live when the slides of this go out, so you'll have access to it. But please let us know. We only have about 15 responses so far, so we'd really like to get that information so we can be there to support you. The next thing we'll be doing is the cap decorating night. So I will be DJing and we'll just get your craft supplies, get your glitter, your hot glue. I'm going to be decorating mine. I finally decided on a theme. It was between Marvel and RuPaul, and Drag Race has won. So my Shantae will be on there and I can't wait. So I'll be doing mine with you. It'll just be a Zoom event. Even if you've already decorated it or you don't want to, please join us. I think it'll be fun. Just hang out. You can chat with everybody and say hi. Okay, now this is the part that everybody really cares about, and that's the actual degree being awarded. So this is just some things you all can do. I'm going to go over the master's program as well as the bachelor's program, so everyone will get covered. So this is just what it's going to look like once the university actually starts awarding your degree. So for MSW students, if you are doing a thesis, you will receive an RP on your transcripts for your class, so it's 500. Then once the Office of Graduate Studies has reviewed your thesis and it's been approved, they submit a grade change to the registrar's office and then they start awarding degrees. So do not panic if you see that RP on your transcript, that's completely normal. They just have to post something there in the meantime. If you have a project, so you're doing the capstone, that will just be the grade that'll be posted on your record at the end of the semester, meaning it's been approved. And then the Office of Graduate Studies will go through and award degrees. You will receive an email when your degree has been posted on your record. The processing typically starts in early June and takes about 6 to 8 weeks total. It can take longer than that, just due to staffing and workloads. So please be patient with the OGS. I'll even go over some tips and tricks on how to get it done if you have some extenuating circumstances. For BSW students, degrees will be awarded after final grades are posted at the end of the term. So that means all the repeats have to post, academic standing, all of it. At that point, degree evaluators will start issuing degrees. That process, again, takes about 6 to 8 weeks, and you will receive an email once your degree has been posted on your record. For both MSW and BSW students, I cannot recommend this enough, but as soon as you get that email that your degree has posted, download your unofficial transcripts from your student center. You will, after about 2 years, lose access to that, and you will not be able to access that unofficial PDF unless you come to campus. It's not something we email out, so that's why it's important to save it as soon as you can. Also take screenshots of anything on your student center you may think are important, like transfer credit, things like that. Tip, make sure your pop-up blocker is turned off on your internet browser before you download the transcript, or it will not pop up because it does open in a separate window. So save call to the registration helpline and just check that before you do. The 2 ways that you can get your degree posted slightly faster, and we ask that you only do this if you're either needing it for grad school or for a job. You can request a student verification, a degree verification, and let them know you have a pending job offer, and they'll usually ask for like a letter, or it's for a graduate program. And then you can also order your official transcripts and then check the box for hold for degree, because they actually pull a list of students who are waiting for those kind of transcripts and they award their degrees first. So those are the two ways that you can get through and have that verification a little faster. Some students also need something like a stipulation letter, which means that you're on track to finish your degree. Sometimes jobs will request one if they're going to offer it to you before you've actually graduated. The Office of the University Registrar can handle that. So it's the same kind of student degree verification. You would just want to note that it's a stipulation letter. So they'll be able to help you. Now, diplomas, your big fancy receipts. These will be mailed to your personal address on your student center if you've never posted a diploma address. Some students, it is actually different. So they'll have their diploma sent to a friend or family because they know they're not moving, or it'll go to whatever your current address is there. Make sure you update that if you need to. But I do recommend that if you think you're going to move, just make sure that you have it go somewhere that they're not going to be going anywhere and they can accept larger packages, because it does come in a pretty hefty envelope because the cover is also included. Okay. These will ship closer to fall. So you may get your degree email in the middle of the summer, but your actual diploma does not mail out till later because they print them off site and they do large batches at once, and then they'll be shipped out. Okay, so that takes time, but as soon as your degree is posted, it's posted. Okay, it'll be on your transcripts, your official and unofficial, and that student verification request. So in the eyes of the university, you are done. Another thing to consider is make sure your name is spelled correctly. If it's in all caps on your student center, it's going to be in all caps on your diploma. All right, so however you entered your name way back when you applied as a freshman or the first time and then transferred in later, that's the name that's going to show up because that's what your legal name is. If you need to change it, do so as soon as possible. I did link it to the name change form here. It's available on the registrar's website. It takes 2 forms of ID that have the matching name on it. Typically your middle name, if you didn't put it on your application, it's not there. So if you want it, you need to submit a name change to add it. You can contact the registrar's office directly and verify if that middle name's posted or how it's spelled. And that way you know if you need to submit the forms. I just did that, so I added my middle name so I know it would be included on my diploma, but it wasn't there before. Your address, again, this is a big one. Just please make sure you're checking to make sure it's up to date and that there's no errors in it so that your diploma doesn't get sent back. They do try and reach out to you, but unfortunately, you putting the wrong address won't justify it being replaced. So just make sure that you have it all up to date.